means it is rather a challenge. I would prefer to choose the worthy opportunities, because my entire so far the careers I have spent the eastern part of the India. Now, eastern part of India, the other than the Dhamra, Paradip, and Visakhapatnam, the other port which is close to our plant, which is my existing organization, Himadri Speciality Chemicals Limited, is Haldia and Kolkata. These are the two ports is basically having the geographically challenge of load drafts. And when we talk about the load drafts, which in turn create the cost viability, on-time delivery, whether you are importing the cargoes or you are exporting the cargoes. And it's also create the congestion subsequent to and cascading effect the entire supply chain management. I just want to share one experience with you people that what happened is that there was a urgent shipments was being executed to a port which was far away from my nearest port location. And as the port is having the higher draft, so the vessel can easily come there and carry the cargoes. So we are the first pioneer of these shipments, because we initially shipped the cargo to our nearest port, that is Kolkata, and by barge movement we moved the cargo to the alternate port where the larger drafts are available. And finally it was executed successfully. And it was the first shipment in the history of the Calcutta and Haldia, because Calcutta and Haldia used to do the barge movement from the sandhead when the cargo is being examined at the port location, and after examining the cargo, it was finally loaded onto the vessels. This shipment was unique because it was an inter-ports movement as a coastal movement, and it was directly loaded onto the vessels under the supervision of the customs. So we took a exceptional approval from the customs and get it executed. Just to refer with that when we talk about the multimodal logistics, so there are some statistics which is available with us. When we talk that our logistics cost almost 14% of our total GDP, whereas the developed countries' expectation is close to be 8 to 9%. And out of this 14% bucket, almost 65 to 70% is dominant by the road transport. Almost 30 to 35%, it was basically the rail transport. Only 2 to 5% is the coastal movement, which was the so-called the cheapest movement out of these three modalities. Now you can imagine that the 14% total cost of the GDP of logistics and the highest effectiveness of the cost efficient modalities is the inland waterways movement, but it was underutilized. So it clearly shows that there is a lot of things to be done, and definitely the government point of view, they have done a lot of initiatives. Even recently for the Paradip port also, they have launched incentive schemes for the feeder operators or the vessel owners. My observation is, if similarly the actual shippers who are actually executing the shipment and committed to delivering the cargo to the international customers on time, some way if it is a joint collaborative agreement with them also along with the feeder operator, because sometimes what happens, the government want to promote, but promoting to a particular industry should be collaborative with the long-term commitments. And here actually need to bridge, because the first leg, and when we are talking about the cohesion of the entire multimodal management, it is beyond something which is not a multimodal, rather than a larger sense that how you comply, how you ensure a compliance in the entire supply chain management. Rather than competitions, it should be a collaborative approach, all the modalities, so that entire breach and gap can be avoided. That's my view all about, sir. Thank you.